This is eWeekly, Eastern Michigan University's campus news. This week we have news on the upcoming student government elections, the 37th Undergraduate Symposium, and a new bakery opening off campus. Stay tuned for the Scoop with Sarah, Eagle Sports Sprint Edition, and Eagle Encounters. This is eWeekly.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to eWeekly. As April approaches this weekend, the end of the school year is coming up fast. I'm Jillian Siege.
And I'm David Pierce Sanderson. God willing, we'll get through this show and then be sure to give you 2 more episodes of eWeekly after today. Baseball season will be underway soon. April's coming up. Life is good. Speaking of which, what's the good word, Jillian?
Conditions at the Thomson block in Ypsilanti's Depot Town are worse than what developers originally anticipated. The historic building located at 400 North River Street has been heavily damaged over the years, but new owners Carlson and Greg Lobdell of the Ann Arbor-based development company 2 Mission are hopeful the historic building can be saved. Walls are being braced internally and externally to secure it. Unstable debris is being removed from the property. Work being done on the Thomson block is not in response to any immediate danger, but a need to make the site safe for workers and to better understand what kind of reconstruction may need to take place. There are about 60 days in the examination process to determine the extent of the damage caused by a fire in 2009 and a partial collapse in 2015. The question remains how much of the historic building can be preserved. There's some work being done at the Thomson block, but Carlson stressed the project has not officially started.
With the school year coming to an end, many students are looking forward to the summer. However, for the next couple of days, think about next school year. Hold up, hear me out. I know it's scary. Why would you want to do that? I'll give you a good reason. The student government elections are going on today and tomorrow. The elections will decide who EMU's next student body president and vice president are. The candidates are junior Miles Payne and his running mate senior Larry Borum on one ticket, and senior Annie Somerville and junior Kankana Coley on the other. Both groups are excited about the election. Payne and Borum plan to help student life for commuters and kids living on campus with off-campus flex and a parking app. On the other side, Somerville and Coley plan to follow an education-first mentality. Opening the library 24 hours a day and focusing on mental health awareness are a couple of their innovative ideas. So whether you're continuing the fight or aiming for truth, make sure to vote. Voting goes from today until tomorrow, March 30th at 8 p.m. Students can vote on their eMish accounts. For more information on the candidates, check out the Eastern Echo or ETV's hour-long Meet Your Candidates special on YouTube at ETV at EMU.
Police were called to the CVS store on Whitaker Road in Ypsilanti Township at about 11:35 a.m. on Sunday morning. Washtenaw County Sheriff Sergeant Keith Flores said a man jumped over the pharmacy counter and grabbed 2 bottles of codeine. He then fled the store, ran across the roundabout at Whitaker and Stony Creek Road, and fled west through the Kroger parking lot in a tan vehicle. The suspect is described as a tall, thin black male wearing a gray hoodie. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident. The store was closed for several hours on Sunday as police conducted their investigation. CVS was reopened for business by about 1:45 p.m. later that day. Further information on the incident will be updated as more information is gathered.
To some, the thought of covering over 3 miles of pavement with only 2 feet of manpower sounds daunting. To our military veteran student population, it's just a walkabout without heavy boots and a weighted pack. One of our own Eastern veteran students is topping off his educational career with his communication capstone by organizing and coordinating a 5K run to help raise funds for his compatriots. The event begins at the Student Center at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, April 1st. All proceeds will support the AMU chapter of the Student Veterans of America. Registration is only $20 for students and faculty, with the added benefit of the funds going to a fabulous cause while simultaneously preparing bathing suit season by doing some cardio. The 3.1-mile course will leave the Student Center and head west on the border to Border Trail, and then will return back and end where it started, To register, check out the Veterans page on the emish.edu website.
We're still running through the show, but we've still got a long way to go. There's more eWeekly when we come back.
Hey Ben, I saw that you had an eventful weekend.
What do you mean?
Duh. Ben, those party photos you posted online a couple days ago where you were living it up. You know, the ones where you were YOLOing all over the place. Here, let me show you.
All right, I got it. YOLO, you only live once. It's my excuse to act crazy. I deleted those pictures, though.
Yeah, about that. I screen grabbed some of those pictures and sent them to Benji. It was golden. You have to remember, Ben, what goes online stays online. And once it's out there forever.
Well, it's out there now.
Most of the time, after something gets posted to social media, it will be duplicated many times from server backups, living in the cloud forever, even after you remove it. A good rule of thumb is if you think what you're about to post could be harmful to you or someone else, just don't post it.
Yeah, last thing I want is for my family, or even worse, my employer or my friends to see me YOLOing all over social media.
Yeah, that applies to more than just pictures, you know. It can apply to all types of content posted online, including text and videos.
Oh man.
You should also be cautious about the amount of personal information you have available online for people to see, such as your full name, birth date, address, phone number, mother's maiden name, etc. Yeah, I'd hate for someone to see you're going to be at a party Saturday night, go to your profile, get your home address, and break into your house while you're out partying. Or use your birth date and your mother's maiden name to answer a security question in an attempt to reset your online password and hack your account.
I definitely wouldn't want that to happen.
Me neither. But being selective about the information you have accessible for people to see is very important. Check your privacy settings on your social media sites to make sure they only have information you want people to see. Yeah, I like to copy my profile URL, log out of the website, and paste it back into my web browser. Then I look over my profile to get an idea of what information of mine is open to the public.
That is a great idea.
It sure is. So what else are you going to do, Ben?
I'm gonna stop and consider any consequences before I post any type of content to my social media websites.
In today's cyber world, the number of passwords you have to remember can be overwhelming. While it may be tempting to reuse the same passwords, or store them in a not-so-safe place, in doing so, you're putting your online accounts and data in danger of being compromised. The Eagle security package includes LastPass, an encrypted online password vault that can store all your usernames, passwords, and other personal information in one location. LastPass secures your login credentials using one master password, the last password you'll have to remember. Not only does LastPass store your login credentials, but it can automatically fill them in when you're logging into trusted websites. LastPass can also aid in the creation of strong, unique passwords and secure sensitive data such as addresses, credit cards, and personal notes. Since LastPass is encrypted and protected in the cloud, it's accessible wherever you are, through the LastPass website, a web browser extension, or the mobile app. LastPass makes password security easy. For more information about LastPass, visit tiny.emich.edu/LastPass.
Welcome back to eWeekly. Jillian has news about an event going on this weekend.
Eastern Michigan University will hold their 37th Undergraduate Symposium at the Student Center on Friday, March 31st. The event, hosted by the College of Arts and Sciences, will showcase creative student research and projects while celebrating the exceptional academic fortunes of the EMU student body. The symposium is welcome to all undergraduate students from all colleges at the university, provided that students have been nominated by a faculty mentor and recommended by their respective department or school. The program breaks down into segments that will highlight oral presentations and poster presentations, followed by a design expo and luncheon exclusively for student presenters and faculty. The keynote speaker will be Nathan Bomey, a USA Today business reporter, Eastern Michigan University alum, and former Eastern Echo staffer. The exhibit kicks off Friday morning at 9 a.m. with projects open to the public until 4 p.m.
Ypsilanti has some fantastic food places around town. Plenty of bars, sit-down spots, and bakeries line the streets of Ypsi. A new bakery has found its way just off of campus on Cross Street. Panaderia La Bendición is Southeast Michigan's first Guatemalan bakery. The owner, Edin Vasquez, says Guatemala's use of yeast and salts separate their country's baked goods from other Hispanic countries. Facing both the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, Guatemala is known for their tropical fruits. Bananas, pineapples, and coconut can often be found in their baked goods. The little shop can be found south of EMU's campus at 531 West Cross Street. With cheap prices and tasty treats, Panaderia La Bendición adds to Ypsilanti's diverse food options. That's the news for eWeekly. Julie and I are not going to go anywhere just yet because Sarah Podaracki and Derica Bennett are still to come. We'll throw it over to Sarah now, who has a scoop on our cuddly EMU counterparts.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Scoop with Sarah. With the weather getting nice, people are flocking outdoors, and so are the squirrels. Ypsilanti squirrels are a big part of the EMU experience. In fact, back in 2007, EMU and U of M had a squirrel showdown. The two campuses wanted to know who had the more fearless squirrels. A Squirrel Club member conducted an experiment where he approached squirrels on each campus. In the end, it was determined that while EMU squirrels are pretty brave, U of M squirrels are far more courageous. That isn't to say that our squirrels can't be bold. If you've ever taken a tour of EMU's campus, you may have heard the story of our squirrel-proof building. Rumor has it that a group of research students was working with some very rare plants in our old greenhouse. One day, a squirrel broke into the building and ate those rare plant samples. The researchers were devastated by the loss of their irreplaceable materials. When the school renovated the Terrestrial and Aquatic Ecology Research Facility, they not only made a top-notch facility, but a squirrel-proof building. All future rare plants in the greenhouse are safe from our rambunctious rodents. But if you can't eat our research, what are you supposed to snack on? If you're looking to capture a squirrel's attention this spring, try giving them acorns, beech nuts, butternuts, hickory nuts, pecan nuts, hazelnuts, or walnuts. Don't worry about deshelling them. Leaving them in their shells promotes healthy teeth. Additionally, non-citrus fruits and vegetables make nutritious snacks for squirrels. Steer clear of peanuts, though, as they are dangerous for our furry friends. And while you're at it, try not to give them bread, corn, or junk food. Fat squirrels are very cute, but there's healthier ways to get them chunky. Hopefully with this advice, you can befriend some squirrels, and someday soon we'll have the superior squirrels here on our campus. I'm Sarah Podaracki. Thank you for joining me with this week's Scoop. Don't go too far, though. Derica Bennett will be back with Eagle Sports Sprint Edition.
Welcome to one of the fastest growing universities for freshmen in Michigan. A university where differences are celebrated, where faculty believe their students' success is their success, where our honors college has doubled in size, and where we are nationally recognized for educating and improving our community. Being here is about being part of something bigger. It's about being part of a family. It's about fitting in while standing out. Now's the time to challenge yourself and be surrounded by people who truly care about your success. So whether you become an artist who inspires others, a creator who develops something new, or an innovator who changes the way people think, this is your opportunity. Fuel your curiosity through research. Hit the stage and enrich the lives of others. Compete in Division I athletics. No matter your path, we all bleed green. So roll up your sleeves. Dive in. Experience learning in and out of the classroom. Be a student of life. Welcome to higher education. Welcome to Eastern Michigan University. Welcome home.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace for my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This could be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Derica Bennett, and this is Eagle Sports Sprint Edition. The weather is getting nicer, which means it's time to head outside and watch those Eagles in action. If you missed their games last week, I've got you covered. Starting with the EMU's softball team, the Eagles dropped their series finale against Kent State University on Saturday, March 25th at Varsity Field. The Eagles fell short 6-3 after they fell in a 6-run hole early. Sophomore Amanda Ackles accounted for all 3 of EMU's runs with a 3-run bomb, her 3rd homer of the season. Junior Trisha Julio lasted only 1 1/3 innings after starting the game. She surrendered 6 runs on 6 hits and 2 walks while striking out 2. Entering in relief, sophomore Nicole Miranda went 5 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 hit and striking out a pair. The Golden Flashes used 3 hits and 2 Eastern Michigan errors to extend their lead. Sophomore Sam Saporito was EMU's first base runner of the afternoon, but was left stranded at second. The 4th began at 1-out single by junior Brandis Almost. Sophomore Olivia Logan followed suit with a base knock through the left side to put 2 without for Ackles. Ackles cut KSU's lead with 1 swing. The game became a pitcher's duel as Miranda and KSU's Ronnie Landines allowed just 1 hit apiece the rest of the way. Unfortunately, EMU could not overcome the early deficit, dropping the finale by a 6-3 score. Eastern returns to action against Notre Dame Wednesday, March 29th in South Bend, Indiana. The EMU's basketball team split a doubleheader in the series finale against Bowling Green on March 25th at Old Strike Stadium with a 3-0 win in Game 1, followed by a 6-2 loss in Game 2. EMU picked up the series win over the 5-15 Falcons to start 2-1 in MAC play and 6-16 overall. Game 1 was all about junior starting pitcher Brad Allen, who tossed an absolute gem in a complete game shutout. The Rightly only allowed 5 base runners to the whole game on 2 hits while striking out 6. It was the first complete game of the season for the Eagles and earned Allen the first win of his EMU career. Eastern was able to overcome a 6-0 deficit in Game 2, despite out-hitting the Falcons 8-7. The Eagles showed no power, though, as all 8 of their hits were singles. A 4-run 6th inning was enough to be the difference. Easton did their best to rally, getting a pair in the 7th on a 2-run single from Schumann. But the Bowling Green bullpen kept the Eagle bats at bay down the stretch to close out his 6-2 victory. Stepping away from the diamond, the men's track and field team wrapped up the relays on March 25th. The highlight of the day came in the 4x1500 meter relay as the Eagles took home the top spot in a competitive race. The Eagles claimed gold as redshirt senior Willie Fink and redshirt juniors Lacine Bukchitsky, Himmler Anderson, and Nick Raymond teamed up for the victory. The green and white clocked in at 15:37, putting the team atop the podium by nearly 3 seconds. The Eagles continue the outdoor season next week, making the long trip west to California for the Stanford Invitational March 31st through April 1st. And last but not least, Akron sweeps the Eagles in the final women's tennis duel this past Sunday. On the opening weekend of the 2017 MAC tennis season, EMU's tennis team dropped a 7-0 decision at the hands of the University of Akron Sunday afternoon, March 26. The Eagles dropped their first conference contest of the season after defeating Bowling Green on the 24th. The match began with doubles, where the green and white dropped a pair of matches. Annie Gog-Vandes and Maria Parler Rabio were the only squad that walked away with the victory as they defeated Adriana Blinova and Sophia Greer 6-4 and number 2 doubles. The Zip Sweat EMU singles play, taking all but 2 matches straight sets. At number 3 singles, Andrea Martavoska forced a 3rd set by eventually falling to Akron's Rita Pedros. The Green and White return to action on Friday when they host Northern Illinois University. The match will be played at the Claudia Wasix tennis complex at 1 p.m. And that's all for Eagle Sports Sprint Edition. I'm Derek Bennett, and I might be done, but E-Weekly isn't. After the break, Sarah Potaraki has Eagle Encounters.
So I typically would describe Meals on Wheels in 3 words: support. What I mean by support is having somebody there every day you can count on, who's going to be there with a smile and a hot meal for you.
First, I would say that I would be with them if I could, delivering for the people.
Observant?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say, well, more than a meal. I guess that's 4, but close enough.
It's helpful. I mean, just the fact that somebody's doing something for you should make you feel better.
Abundance.
Fulfilling is probably the main top one.
They're good.
I think that we are a compassionate organization.
I think it's great. I give it thumbs up.
It keeps us independent.
Yes.
It's the easiest, most fulfilling job I've ever had.
It keeps us independent so we don't have to depend on anybody.
Independence.
Caring and steady and present, like we're present for these people, every day.
Joyful, brings a lot of peace and a lot of happiness to you at the end of the day.
Sharing.
Caring, responsible.
I think vital to the community.
3 words? I think it's great, actually. Not trying to steal from Tony the Tiger, but yeah, it's great.
It teaches you portion control.
Loving the community that they work in, trying to make the community better.
Helpfulness.
Actually, it's fun. Believe it or not, it's really fun and fulfilling to be doing this type of thing.
Patience.
It pulls at your heartstrings, it does. And it doesn't matter whether you're out en route delivering meals or you're in the office on the phone.
Reliable.
Hope. So people feel like they have hope, that they can stay in their home for as long as possible. I think all of us want to be where we're feeling most comfortable.
Hidden, because we don't advertise. You know about the program, yet you don't think about the program.
I think we're out there helping people more than a lot of people even know, so I think it's a very helpful program. I think it's a much needed program that there's a lot of people in our community who just really could use a program like Meals on Wheels that maybe don't even realize that it's there for them.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Welcome back to E-Weekly. If you're looking for fun stuff to do around campus but don't know what's going on, Sarah Potaraki is here to save the day with Eagle Encounters.
Thanks, David. It's that time again. Time to talk about this weekend's events around campus. Friday, March 31st, you have several options to kick off your weekend. The Undergraduate Symposium will be running all day in Student Center Room 310. Come see students from all academic disciplines present their research. There will be speeches, poster presentations, and Design Expo exhibits. The event is free, open to the public, and LBC approved. Want to sit back, relax, and be entertained? Come join EMU Theater for their opening night of Spring Awakening in Quirk Theater. Spring Awakening is a provocative rock musical for mature audiences only, with a brutally honest portrayal of teen angst, rebellion, and passion. The cost for students is $12, and the event is LBC approved. If you're more of a pre-recorded entertainment fan, the Student Center is putting on their weekly Friday night movie. This week they're showing XXX Return of Xander Cage at 8 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. After being left for dead, Xander Cage secretly returns to action for a new assignment with his handler Augustus Gibbons. The event is free and open to the public. Not only is this Saturday April Fool's Day, but it's a day full of fun performances. If you miss Spring Awakening's opening night, you can check them out at 7 p.m. Additionally, the senior dance students are giving their final performances in Pease Auditorium at 2 p.m. The event is free, open to the public, and LBC approved. Are you looking to joke around? Laugh-A-Minute Enterprises, an EMU-based comedy group, is giving their final comedy showcase performance for the year. Come check them out in Student Center Room 310A at 8 p.m. for a night of stand-up and improv comedy. The event is free and open to the public. Also at 8 p.m. in Room 300 is another improv comedy event. Come see Unprepared and Confident, another EMU improv group, give their own final show for this year. This comedic event is also free and open to the public. Sunday is a day of rest, so hopefully you'll have enough time to recover from all those elaborate pranks. If you missed Spring Awakening on Friday and Saturday, come check out their 2 p.m. matinee. Otherwise, there is a jazz concert in Pease Auditorium at 4 p.m. The event is free, open to the public, and LBC approved. That's it for this week's Eagle Encounters. Until next week, I'm Sarah Poderacki. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Sarah. The greatest month of them all is coming up, and we still have a couple more e-weeklies before we close the book on this year.
And for some of us, we'll be wrapping up our career here at EMU and ETV. April showers might come from our tear ducts.
I know I'll be a mess watching you guys leave. In the meantime, if you like what you see, check out ETV at EMU on Facebook and YouTube.
You can watch eWeekly or our other programs on demand while you're over there. For now, that's all. I'm Jillian Seach.
And I'm David Pierce Anderson. Thank you so much to our 4 crew members. It's always been a pleasure. We'll see you next week.
My name is Shanna Gilkison, and ETV has been a very important part of my life, especially for the last 4 years.
I got my start at ETV in my 3rd semester at Eastern from fellow students, and it's been a great experience.
Working with all these new people that I didn't know before, it's very awesome just seeing how willing people are to get together and create something from scratch.
I'm Shanna Gilkison for Eastern Weekly, and this is E-Walking.
I will also be hosting and producing a sort of like a late night style talk show.
Everyone that's here wants to be here. They care to be here. They want to work. They want to learn. And with that kind of environment, everybody benefits.
I tell you, I've been doing really well, very successful here at Eastern, but it wasn't until I really became part of the ETV club that I really felt like I was getting more of what I needed as a student.
We decided that we wanted to do things above and beyond our coursework, so I was part of founding the ETV Student Org.
It just so happened that Shanna was in one of my classes, and she told me to come, and I showed up, and it was very warm welcome. Like, everybody was very nice to me right away, and they actually had an idea to make a sitcom, or actually they called it a soap opera at that time, and they said they had they weren't sure exactly what they wanted, but they wanted one thing. They knew that they wanted this guy, his name is Ramon, to be their main character. I mean, that was kind of how the show Week at a Glance kind of took off.
Beyond Eastern's walls, when I'm done here, I'll probably be working with some people from ETV, again, professionally. And I think a lot of students don't take advantage of what they should with organizations on campus, and ETV is one of the best.